clouds on the horizon. The storm is close. Need to get this cabin built dried in before the rain hits. Recently, we gave up on chasing the dream of homeownership the usual way. Prices through the roof, interest to the moon, none of it made any sense. So we bought a patch of remote, off-grid land instead, with a plan to build something we could retire to. No mortgage, no lawn signs, just tools, time, and a chance to turn the bush into a storybook life. Like when we were kids, building forts in the forest. Only now the trees are bigger, and so are the dreams. When Becca and I started putting up sheathing, we made a pact we wouldn't leave it out here to soak. Luck's been on our side with fair weather, but this guy's changing his mind. Storm clouds on the horizon mean it's time to act quick and keep this work dry. Today's goal, beat the rain to the finish line. When a man wakes up in the morning, there's only a handful of things on his mind. What's for breakfast? What's the weather doing? And how's he going to dress himself for the day? Well, this morning I decided on chest waders. Nothing says ready for the rain quite like chest waders with a raincoat thrown over top. Not only keeps me dry, but adds a bit of style. At least the kind of style that passes for fashion out here. And let me tell you, climbing a ladder in chest waders is a sight worth remembering. What's the time?
11:05.
I've got to pin up these last few rafters at the front end of the roof. Now the roof isn't finished, not yet. I still need to cut more rafters, and you can see the 2 holes left at the front corners of the cabin where the porch timbers will stick out. Later there'll be another 5 feet of roof once the porch timbers are in place. But for now, the goal is to get it covered up and keep things dry. This many rafters will have to do the job. Once the porch timbers are up, the porch itself is framed, then we can carry the roof line out and finish it proper. Grab me the drill from the cabin. Becca and I have been out here a solid 2 weeks now. Usually it's just me. Very few people have ever set foot out here, and watching these videos it's easy to forget how remote this place really is. If you live in the city, it takes a long time before you can be out here without feeling like every little move you make is balanced on the edge of disaster. Because the truth is, if something goes wrong, it's a long way out. But I became one with this place a long time ago. When I'm away, I'm homesick for it. Life in town moves too fast. One moment it's a quiet Sunday morning, the next you're staring at a deadline or stuck in a move or coming back to your car in the lot and finding someone's banged it and run off. I can tell from the comments who's still jacked into that matrix. They talk about the fastest way to build the cabin, what to buy to solve problems, and how it's painful to watch us work slow. But in the bush, working on a cabin, peace comes over you. You sip some water, lift some lumber, and work at a steady pace. Look up at the sky, watch the clouds drift by, and make a little progress. And you realize it's a rare gift to know, right here, right now, you're living your best time of your life. Not looking back 20 years later, wishing you'd noticed. We are living it now. These are the best days, building our first cabin.
There's a clay like that become red. Then it's dry. Means that the land is young.
So the plan is simple. I'm running a 2x6 across the bottom of these rafter tails. That'll give us a solid edge, something we can tie the tarp onto without it flapping off in the first good breeze. Nothing fancy, just good sense. Exactly what I was trying to avoid. just thinking we put this, we put one on the other side.
And then you want to put the tarps in this thing then?
Then we're just gonna wrap the tarp right over, throw it right over top.
And then screw it. You want to have it like that?
Huh? That's good. Right now, there's nothing holding these rafters upright except a bit of balance and a whole lot of faith. Before they get any ideas about flopping forward or backward, I need to put some ties across them to keep things steady. But first I'll check that they're level. Make sure they're standing proper and true. Once I've got that, I'll run a diagonal brace across to strap them together. That'll hold things in place until we get the sheathing on top and lock the whole roof tight. I got to measure to make sure that the rafters are level, and since this is, see, it gives me that. I can already tell you it needs to come this way. It's always so cloudy up here. Like it's very few days where it's clear.
Yeah.
You know, or days where it's overcast.
Mm-hmm.
It's always somewhere in between.
Yeah, it's somewhere in between.
Yeah.
The rain is just bigger. It's not bad.
Perfect. Pull it tight. Pull it out. 23.
Maybe
What does it say on there?
No, let's put it this way. This part is
They're not. It's not going to take up like 8 inches or 10 inches or 2 feet. Pull the tarp. Pull it. 23. I guess it's not that big of a deal. We managed to track down a commercial grade tarp. Cost more than we'd like, but with rafters 12 feet long, we needed the size. So it was a bit of a letdown to discover that a so-called 20 by 24 foot tarp is measured before the seams are sewn. By the time you count the hems, what you've got is smaller than what you bargained for. But we're running out of daylight and we needed the cabin covered, so smaller or not, the tarp had to go up. Out here, you don't argue with the details, you make do with what you got. Yeah, keep walking it out that way. You got 2, right?
How much?
That one is 20, almost 20 feet. So that one seems to be closer to the right measurement. I'm gonna have to take off my waders. Now, if you've been following along, you'll know this is our second attempt at throwing a tarp over this cabin. The first one was a cheap crappy tire special, lasted less than a day before the bush claimed it. This time we've got a heavy grade tarp and a couple new tricks from the School of Hard Knocks. We'll hoist it over with a couple ropes, pull the far end up and across, and tie the near end down to the base of the cabin before it has a chance to flap back over the ridge. It doesn't take a brain surgeon to figure out what a tarp wants to do once the wind catches it, but it does take a little foresight to stop it. Okay. Pull the stuff down. We're gonna have to move quick because once we start pulling it up, just leave it like that for now. We gotta get the other rope. Those clouds rolling in are the meanest we've seen in weeks, and they're telling us plain, we're cutting it close. Time to get this cabin covered, or else we'll be standing out here looking like we're doing a rain dance. This has to go. I've got to get these ropes just right. Too tight and the tarp won't pull up. Too loose and the whole thing turns into a giant sail. Folks like to say there's never enough time to do it right, but somehow there's always enough time to do it over. Even with these storm clouds pressing in, it's better to take it slow and steady. The goal is simple. We only want to pull this tarp up once.
So what we'll do is we're going to pull this tight a little bit, then you're going to tie it off. Then we're going to pull this one over, then you're going to tie it off. We're just going to work back and forth. Okay? Well, because the tarp's coming up on this side. Start pulling it. Okay, now tie it off to the Argo. I don't know, is it good? Let's see. No, it's good. That's what I was worried about. Not your fault. Yeah, pull it. A little bit more. Okay, hold it right there. Tie it off. Okay, just gentle pressure on it. Okay, like that, tie it off. Just a sec, it's all...
Yeah.
Oh yeah, pull it. Keep going. Gentle pressure. Keep going.
Yeah.
Towards the ATV. Okay, tie it down. Go on. Okay, tie it off. You gotta get to the ATV here. Untie it, quick. Pull it towards the ATV. Get it down. Keep it down. What's that?
Not so force.
Yeah. Pull back that way. Just hold it.
The other side is flying. The other side is
Okay, tie it to the ATV.
The other
Tie it to the ATV. Tie it to the ATV. Yeah. Okay, I need you to get the tools covered and stuff. It's gonna rain. Bring me the tin snips. Rain's like blowing in the door. Well, we didn't get the time to get it on straight, but I guess you were right about the thunderstorm.
The cabin never feels so important as when it's standing up to the tempest outside. That's when you take pride in what you've built and satisfaction in how it holds. We've been caught in rough weather out here, cowering under tarps and still coming out soaked. But this is the first time we sat inside the protection of these walls and rafters, solid wood holding back Mother Nature. And I don't think I've ever felt so sure or so positive about this cabin.
I think if we were 1 minute later, we would have got this tarp on.
Right now it is giving us that shape. The camping
Yeah.
giving us enough to shelter.
Yep.
It's very intense thunderstorm.
And I can see blue sky out there.
The good thing about here is that
Our first real taste of what shelter feels like out here.
that's the first time we have a shelter. We never had a shelter.
The other thing about the vehicle tank is it's like a bug-free place to work on the cargo and stuff. Yeah, we didn't get it straight, but we got it good enough. Look at the blue sky coming. The seam in the tarp is a little off center, it's a little to the right. And here we don't have as much of the tarp hanging down. And here we have a little much. And so when we center it up, we'll actually be able to use this beam to tie off. So it actually was a good thing that the tarp was a little short.
At first, hello. What is this? I touched it. What is it?
It's a little slug.
It was like jelly.
Yeah, it's a slug.
Oh, I never saw that.
Pick it off.
Can I?
Mm-hmm.
It seems it is.
Throw them in the grass. Yep, throw them in the grass.
If you be here for 2 weeks, you see everything. Frogs, bear, moose, even the cat.
Cat poop on the
Cat.
dock.
Yeah. What else we saw? Otter.
Otter, beaver.
Otter, beaver. Lots of birds, different birds. Butterfly,
Dragonfly.
dragonfly, different type.
This is one of those times when the wind's at your back. We bought this tarp thinking we had 24 feet across. That would have given us 12 feet hanging down each side of the ridge. But the seams cut it shorter than we bargained for. That was a disappointment at first. While we were wrestling with it, we went ahead and set the 2x6 across the rafter tails. The idea was to tie the grommets of the tarp to those boards, give it the stability the last tarp never had. And in doing so, the shorter tarp turned out to be just right, roping neatly between those beams. Not the plan, but sometimes you just let things unfold and it comes together better than you imagined. We never really plan for the weather out here. Sure, we'll glance at the Doppler before we head out on the boat in the morning, just to see if there's a thunderhead rolling our way like we saw today. It helps us prepare, but it never decides whether or not we come out. If you've been following along, you've seen it yourself. The skies are always changing, and we like it that way. One day it's rain, the next is snow, then sun or wind. Out here you take what Mother Nature deals, and half the fun is being surprised. I wouldn't have it any other way. The dry-in plan is finally coming together. We've got one more day out here with Becca, and the goal is simple. Leave this place dry when we head out. So it's time for the house wrap. We went with the 3-foot rolls instead of the 9-foot monsters. Sure, it means more seams and more taping, but it's a whole lot easier for us greenhorns to handle. Even with the 2 of us, a 9-foot roll would have looked like a couple raccoons fighting in a feed sack. I'd have to lay Benny Hill music over the video just to make it watchable. The 3-foot rolls might take longer, but at least they let us keep up the illusion that we've done this before. Once or twice.
It's a double rainbow.
Take this one too.
I'm a patient man, but when it comes to the morning commute, I've had enough of crawling up this river at 5 miles an hour. That's why if I can help it, I don't tow the barge or weigh down the john boat. Ripping up river, light and fast, in the john boat makes all the difference. The day feels longer when the commute is shorter.
Coming in. Yeah, it did rain last night.
If you've been paying attention, you'll see we're doing pretty good on drying in this cabin, but there's one glaring hole that still needs covering, the gable end. So we hauled out a couple 12 by 12 tarps. If I tuck one into that opening and pull the corners over the end rafters, we'll get a decent cover. It's not permanent, but it'll keep the weather out. That'll dry in the cabin for now until we can keep on with the work.
It's good, it looks good. It's a little wrinkle over there on the top. But it looks good, very symmetrical. A little bit wrinkle on the top.
Yeah, I can see. I have it purposely covering the top because
Yeah.
I want to give the other tarp
Yeah.
a little extra protection.
Yeah. I think here, for the side, it looks good.
Pardon me?
The cut.
Yeah, right
Where
here.
is it? Need your rain jacket?
No.
I used to hate the rain. In town, I'd dash from the car to the door just to keep from getting wet. Always in a hurry, always treating the rain like something to be avoided. But out here, it's different. Out here, the rain feels honest, soaks into your clothes, drips off your hat brim, and reminds you that you're alive and standing in it. The air smells fresher, the bush grows quieter, and even the mosquitoes seem to take a break. I don't know why, but the same rain I once ran from now feels like a gift. You don't dodge it, you welcome it.
Like this?
Yeah.
Knots on the inside. Oh, my tool belt's in the back of the ATV and it's getting soaked. Huh? Very hot up here. That's good, or?
Yeah,
For a minute.
yeah. I have your rain jacket here.
Becca and I made a ton of progress these past 2 weeks. When we first started, we never thought we'd get this far. It's been a great way to close out the summer, and now we're looking forward to autumn, the only season we haven't yet seen out here. A lot of folks have asked where we're heading with this build, and the dream is to spend Christmas here. It won't be insulated, but if we can finish a solid shell and get a wood stove going, that'll be more than enough to sit around and keep warm. That's the dream for the end of this year, but we're not going to rush. If it happens, it happens. My pops has been following along like the rest of you, and he's keen to come out and lend a hand. I'd be glad to work side by side with him, so stay tuned for that. Becca and I also plan to be back up here for Canadian Thanksgiving in October, so that's on the horizon too. If you're enjoying being part of this family, consider hitting subscribe. It lets YouTube know you like this kind of content, and it helps them share our new videos with you when they come out. But for now, let's just take a moment to look on how far we've come in only a few short months of building this cabin.